Hello everyone, welcome again to my channel. Thank you very much. For today's video, I would like to make my comments to a very important question about will the Saravanan and Zamri Vinod scheduled debate be a constructive thing for Malaysia, or will it be a destructive thing in this country? And so this is a very important concern that all of us must ponder. Now, on paper, people say, this is very good, this is an open thing, this is a freedom of expression thing, this is a democratic thing, but they really do not know what is the political implication, social implication of such a debate. Now, of course, I agree, in a democracy, you debate things in the open and have all these forums, but those countries do not have the problem of Malaysia with mistrust, which is very deep between the races and between the religious faith. And this has been built up by many, many years of what I call silo education, in each religion teaching their own, and also our education system, which is more industry-based and do not care much about the humanities. And also our politician praying on the issues that divides us. So that means if you're a Malay politician, then you will attack the non-Malays and become popular with the Malays and then win in the Malay majority area. Same thing with the Chinese also. I have observed the same thing. They're not supposed to mention something, but they did. And that becomes a rallying cry for their voters and their perpetuity in political office. This happens, and we need to understand that this is the culture of Malaysia. And so I am going to say that I am not for the debate between Saravanan and Zamri Vinod. As an academic, as a Malaysian, I do not think that this is a very good idea at all. And I will give 5 explanations for saying so. Now, firstly, as I said, the debate is supposed to be between a politician and a pendakwah. Now, it happens to be that politician needs popularity to be turned into votes and later on funding and political influence. Unfortunately, it's the same thing for the pendakwah. Pendakwah depend also on popularity. If they are not popular, then they are not seen to be a good evangelist. And that is why Zakir Naik has his style of giving, so-called, there is a method to it. It's a selling method. Now, if the method used is to insult other religion and become very, very popular, then that is the method. So, again, both the personalities depend on popularity. I ask you, is this a good podium for them to speak? To them, obviously it's a very good podium, because MIC, the Malaysian Indian Congress, has lost its the trust of the Indian people, and so the politician needs to garner that trust again in order to be relevant. Similarly with MCA, has lost all the Chinese support, and we see their politician trying to harp on issues that will make themselves popular, not that will make the country better, make themselves popular. That is a normal thing with the politician, and we need to be understanding citizens and consider this. Same thing with the pendakwah, or missionary or evangelist. They have their method in order to attract funding, in order to attract people, in order to gain some sort of status, and certainly to be debated by a leader of a Indian party, then certainly there is a very high aspect for popularity to the pendakwah. So that is why I think that both of these people may have their own interests rather than the nation's interest. Of course, they will say, no, we are having this so that we can clarify the issue, but I think the result will be just the same, that the Muslim will support Zamri and the Indians will support Saravanan. So this is not going to go anywhere. So that's my first reason. And my second reason is that um, the issue about whether something is said or done in a very bad manner, or whether it is insulting. Now, for me, for something to be insulting, there must be purpose, there must be plan, there must be premeditated. As I have said in my other videos, there was a person who wanted to burn the Malay Bible. That was premeditated. He didn't burn it later on, but he already announced it. He already planned for it. And there was also an occasion of a person burning the Quran. Again, he announced it. He planned for it. He actually burned the Quran. That's in another country. So that to me is a planned insult. But dancing or having a few stockings with the name Allah, for me, it's not something that is saying that there is a purpose in insulting. So here is the question, whether both of these people are qualified to make a decision impartially on whether a statement is insulting or not, especially when that statement has already been viralized, has already taken up a life of its own. And then egos and also personalities or personal conflicts has already been attached, meaning that if you are wrong, then you will not feel very nice about it. And so you will do anything and everything to defend it. Like the Malays say, seperti menegak benang basah. If you try to put up a string which is wet, you're not going to make it. It's always going to fall through. But if you try also, that will be in vain. Now, that is the second reason. Now, for the third reason, all of us seem to ignore that all these things began with the social media influencer. We have a very bad disease of someone taking something and then immediately making a comment without asking question, without saying things like, why are there some people dancing as if they are imitating the Kabaddi dancers? What's the story behind it? Please, can someone find out? But no, hey, are you making insulting thing to my religion or my Hindu religion? You're dancing like the Kabaddi and all that, so you don't even know the background of it, and then you make accusation, and that's how things get viralized. And then some people sense it by taking certain clips, and all this happened without any explanation coming forth from what actually happened. Recently, there was some people trying to explain that the guy, the DJ, was trying to imitate Mickey Ghazali. I don't know whether that is true, because we haven't even heard the explanation from these DJs. Of course, they can be accused of making foolish things, or what we call slightly what we call tidak beradab. And certainly to me that is not insulting, because there is no plan. It just happened, in the heat of the moment. So I think that this kind of viralizing culture without any explanation will be the death of us, will be the death of this nation. And if we make laws about it, then the government will be accused of being draconian and authoritarian. But I like what Singapore has done with Lee Kuan Yew in his statement, saying that we cannot practice this kind of freedom because we have societies that are so sensitive to religion. And this is something that we need to think about. For me, I have always fought for freedom of expression, but the freedom to speak in wisdom, with facts, in an adab or in a decorum, not in this manner of accusation, like some politicians saying this, you must do this, sorry, no cure. Now, that is not freedom. That is freedom to be stupid. And we have many social influencers who are just plain stupid. And unfortunately, we have also people who listen to these social influencers who are also, for me, again stupid. You don't even know how to value a certain information. When I got the video, I wanted to wait for their explanation. I didn't want to comment at all until I hear further. But lo and behold, it has already become a mountain out of a molehill. So for me, if anybody was wrong, it would be the social media influencers, and this is something which I don't know how we are to actually get ourselves out of this hole that we have dug ourselves into with regard to technology and simple manners or adab. Now, for me, the way forward in this issue would be to actually have a forum. I think it is important for us to actually have a different set of forum. A forum where we have the Indians with Saravanan, and then we have Binoth or Zamri with some Malay intellectuals who can look at things in a broader manner. And so we should talk about our own society and very little on other people. But if we talk about other people, like the Hindus from the Malay side, must be very clear and careful and with full decorum. Same thing with the Indians. They must concentrate on their own community and society and giving the message. And also, if they were to talk about the Muslim, then it has to be done in a very courteous and very diplomatic manner. And that is the way that I think we can go. That is one of the ways. The other way is to have, if we were to say, well, why don't we have a multi-racial thing, Prof? Why not we have the Indians and the Malays in one platform? I agree. We should, but we should not invite Saravanan, nor should we invite Zamri. We should have impartial people who are not prone to volatile statement, like some person who we think is very good, but always shouting, always making rude statement, always speaking without measuring the words that they are using. We need to have people with dignity, and they are trusted with dignity in order to discuss this thing. I think this is the best way to have this kind of people to actually sit multiracial and to talk about this issue, about the social media, about the Era FM, about the Zamri statement, about the politician using certain information to maybe popularize themselves. All these things can be talked about and discussed. Now that one, I agree in terms of freedom of speech. Remember, freedom of speech in a democracy must be used in berhemah or in hikmah, meaning in with wisdom. Cannot be blurted out like that, and more importantly, cannot give opportunity to people who are clearly out to become popular, clearly out to actually make a statement because of their dying identity or popularity. And so this is something which I think must be done, and I look to universities to actually invite these people. But I'm sorry to say, even as a professor at a university, I think universities are quite useless in this situation. They don't perform any mitigating issues in terms of having forums. Every public university, I cannot expect much from private university because they are always afraid of their own shadows and other people's shadows. But the public university should lead in terms of mitigating any issue, whether it is the urban renewal issue. Again, we have the Urban Renewal Act, and no university is taking it up in order to discuss it in a better way, letting all the people make their own interpretation. One person say it's about race gentrification, and then others about making the rich richer. I mean, if the minister Nga was going to defend, then he will be seen as having his own secret agenda. And if another political party were to say something, then another politician it becomes a tit for tat, kucing lawan anjing, itik lawan ayam punya kind of discussion. It's both are wanting to hear their own voices, not wanting to hear a more moderate and a critical voice in this manner. So similarly with this situation, we need somebody who is more rational. And I was hoping again for the Harmony Committee to actually take a step and use the universities for this platform. But the Harmony Committee so far has not done anything of mitigation. I don't know what they are doing, and they have a lot of potential. I really hope that they would take over my job of trying to explain all these things, but silence from them, silence from the universities, silence from the Mufti, and silence from intellectuals from Indian race or Chinese race. We need people. If we leave it up to politicians, then it will definitely be a battleground. And if we leave it up to self-interested parties, trying to be popular, then again, we will burn Malaysia to a cinder. So this is where I think we need to be very smart, and something that seems to be an open discussion is actually not a constructive thing because of the climate of culture and race that we are having at the moment. So I do not support, finally, the debate. I think it is wrong, and I think it will be destructive, and I hope that we have a better forum to discuss such issue and mitigate this situation in a better manner. With that, thank you very much. Hi everybody. If you would like to own my book and have my signature as well as a personal note from me, please follow the instruction. Thank you.